All right. Oh, what's going on? Where's Tyson Fury? Where you at, boy? But yeah, man, let's talk about Anthony Joshua, man. This is a topic that I wanted to cover when it first happened, but I was in the middle of something else. But I feel like things have died down a little bit, and I kind of want to just talk about this in a cool, level-headed way while I try to beat up Tyson Fury, who, by the way, dude, whatever they've done with the AI in Fight Night Forever, I gotta commend them a lot because the AI right now has gotten significantly better. When I used to play Fight Night Champion, I got to a point where I could defeat these AIs with my eye essentially closed. But now, you actually have to pay quite a bit of attention, especially because wow! Look at how many jabs this man is winging at me. Hold on. And the AI at the moment, they're very, very body shot heavy. And if you are not careful and you don't work their body as well, they can absolutely overtake you with body shots, gas you out and get you out of there. But let's talk about Anthony Joshua. Get off me. Unless you live under a rock, you know exactly what happened with this man. He defeated Jake Paul, decided to go to Nigeria with his very close friends. I believe his strength and conditioning coach, as well as his personal trainer. And they got into a pretty horrific accident where two of his very close friends lost their lives. It was a pretty freaking bad accident. A lot of people were uploading videos of the accident, photos of the accident, right? We saw one of the more popular video was the one of Anthony Joshua being loaded out of the truck, being loaded into another truck and being driven to the hospital. And first of all, you know, rest in peace to these guys. Pretty freaking horrific. You know, the way life is, you go from one moment you're celebrating a pretty big win against Jake Paul to now you're a corpse in Nigeria, in Africa. And oh my God, I mean, look at my stamina already, dude. You know what, man? Let's just build up to this fight. Like right now, kind of let's build up. As you see, I'm trying to make sure that I work his body as well, as opposed to just letting him work my body, and my stamina is getting cooked already. But yeah, man, the way life is, it's pretty tragic, man. You go from celebrating a massive win to becoming a corpse in freaking Nigeria in the most... It's just the lack of dignity, bro. Like, I mistakenly saw one of the more horrific videos. Well, I don't want to say mistakenly. That was my own curiosity got the best of me. I saw the video and I watched it, and it was just a complete mess. And I wanted to take this opportunity to just appreciate the country that I live in. As somebody that grew up in Nigeria, I spent 16 years of my life in that country. I saw a lot. There we go. Nice. Dick to the body. I saw a lot. Again. Missed. Double it up. I saw tragic accidents like that. Oh, that's my bad. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that. No, I did not mean to do that. My hand slipped. My hand slipped. Oh my God. This is what I mean, bro. The AI right now is absolutely insane, bro. They make you pay for the slightest, tiniest bit of mistake, dude. Okay, hold on a sec, boys. Hold on. Let's lock in for a moment. I'm still gonna talk about this, but this man, he probably just won the first round too. There we go. We got 12 rounds to work. There's no need to go crazy. There we go. How many body shots are you gonna hit him?
Let's see some more head movement.
The head movement from Tyson Fury, bro. No! Jeez!
Finish with the hook.
There we go. There we go. There we go. Got him. Dude. Good job, man. You guys have actually made the AI on the hardest difficulty. Like, usually I'm able to like fight them and talk about whatever I want to talk about without even worry about anything. But that is not the case anymore, boys. Like, I'm actually having to like pause a little bit and freaking pay attention to this fight. But
Good job.
as someone who grew up in Nigeria, I spent 16 years of my life in Nigeria. I saw a lot of terrible accidents. And what you guys saw in that video is very, very common. And it makes me appreciate the fact that I live in the United States, because imagine that scenario happening here, right? You get into a car accident.
Come on, breathe.
If you're conscious, you can pick up the phone yourself. You can call 911. And in a few minutes, depending on where you are, right? In a few minutes, you'll have the police right there. You have the ambulance right there. You have the fire service right there in case there's a fire. They'll load you up in the ambulance, and on the way to the hospital, you're going to be getting treated. You'll be getting A+ medical attention on your way to the hospital. Back home in Nigeria and other African countries, that is not the way it is. It is horrific. And I was talking to my dad about this stuff, and he was opening my eyes to a lot of things that I didn't even know, because in as much as I've seen bad accidents back home, we usually never really stopped. We kind of just kept going because, like, my parents didn't want us to, like, see anything like that. But, you know, my dad was telling me a lot of times the way you get to the hospital most times is in the trunk of somebody's car, because a lot of people don't want you in their, you know, in their seat bleeding all over the place. So they'll throw you in the trunk. Those of you that grew up in Nigeria, you know what I'm talking about. They'll throw you in the trunk. They'll drive you to the hospital. The whole entire, depending on how far the hospital is, you might die on the way. And a big reason why a lot of people, there we go. A lot of times, a lot of people won't even want to get you to the hospital because, for example, let's say they're driving you to the hospital and you die. Now they're stuck with you. And knowing how law enforcement is in Nigeria, now you're responsible for that death. Now they're going to be looking at you. Did you do it? Did you kill that man? You know, stupid shit. And when you do get to the hospital, like, I still remember being rushed to the hospital when I had malaria and typhoid fever. And I remember when I got there, did they start treating me right away? No. My parents had to pay first. You have to pay first. You got to do this thing called, you got to get a card or whatever. There's a bunch of shit you have to do before they even start treating you. A lot of times the doctor is not even there, and they'll tell you, oh, kahit wo doctor, check out wo doctor. As in, hold on while we call the doctor and see where he's at. There we go. Like, the fact that a multi-millionaire like Anthony Joshua, I'm sorry if I've been saying Anthony Johnson, can get into a terrible car accident like that. There is no ambulance, there is no 911, there is no medical attention. He's just surrounded by a crowd of people recording him, speaking Yoruba, just being loud and shit. Talking about, you no go die. You no go die, oh boy, you no go die.
Stand toe to toe with this guy.
Right?
Keep your distance, all right?
Zero clue from anybody on how to take care of the man. And then they had to put him in the front seat of another car to drive him to the hospital. It's such an embarrassment as a Nigerian native watching that shit. I'm just like, bro, I am so grateful to be living in the United States of America, because that's not the way things are here. You know, and it's kind of why, like, when people critique this country too much, like, America has its issues. And yes, the healthcare here is ridiculously expensive. You know, people are being scammed. There's a bunch of issues, for sure. I'm not denying it. But, bro, I will take all of that over the sort of pathetic, there we go, sort of pathetic healthcare we have back home in Nigeria. 100%. At least right here. There we go. They will start treating you. No, I keep doing this. There we go. By the time you get to the hospital, you know, even on your way to the fucking hospital, they're treating you. And when you get there, you're getting A+ medical attention. And then later on, they'll talk about how much you got to pay. That's not the way it is back home, bro. That's it. Fight's over. That is not the way it is. Back home, we're talking payment before we even start treating you. So, I know I've been all over the place yapping about this stuff, but like, it's deeply embarrassing to me watching stuff like that. Deeply embarrassing to me. The fact that we are in 2026, bro. I left Nigeria in 2009, and this is exactly how it was back then. We are in 2026, and nothing has changed, bro. Nothing has changed. And it's not that the country can't afford it. Nigeria is a very wealthy country. Nigga, we got oil back there, man. Nigeria is a very wealthy country. The money to have this level of infrastructure, the fire service, you know, having the ability to call the police and have them arrive, and actually the money is there to have all this, but the corruption, this is not their priority at all. It's not their priority, and it is embarrassing, man. It's absolutely pathetic and embarrassing. And like, you know, like, anyways, it sucks. It really sucks. And then, of course, you know, I was talking to my dad about it. I was telling him about the accident. And, dude, I didn't even need to tell him exactly what happened. He already knew, because my dad used to drive, he used to drive trucks back home. And he's like 99.9% of terrible accidents like that you see back home in Nigeria is because somebody was reckless driving and specifically trying to overtake a car in front of them. Because of the roads, they're so bad. You have poor visibility. You try to overtake somebody at massive speeds, you crash. And the crashes back then, terrible, man. Terrible. The lack of dignity as well, man. You got dead bodies laying on the floor. No one thought to them, say, hey, man, let's cover these people up. Let's give them some dignity. No, they're taking videos and posting. It's just, oh my God, man. If you were born here, if you were born in the first world, be grateful. Even with all the issues we have in the first world, still be grateful. I'm telling you, man, you cannot possibly conceptualize how bad it is in a third world. You can't. You can't. It's horrific. It's horrific. So yeah, man. Rest in peace to that man's friends. It's gonna be a long, long road for him. You know, physically he'll recover. He's fine. He escaped with very minor injuries. Mentally, emotionally, that man is not gonna be okay for a long, long time. If it's me, you guys have to lock me in a fucking mental hospital. Like, I lose my close friends like that, I'm gonna be in a mental ward, bro. I would not be okay. Just know what? How could I be okay? Knowing that their bodies are on the internet, their head caved in, one of them got decapitated. Oh my God. Anyways, that's gonna do it. I want to thank you guys for all the support that you've given me in the last video I uploaded for Poatan. You guys it's been overwhelming. Thank you so much. I'm sorry this entire video was just a negative, but I just had to get that one out there. Thanks again. You guys are amazing. I'll see you boys later. Peace out. Have a good one.